Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jack, this is Jthbooks, and it is time for the June reading wrap up. I don't know why I'm saying, why did I do that? Should I delete that? So, June, Pride Month, goodbye. You weren't that great. You never really are. I always struggle a bit in Pride Month, but I did read some good books. I did read some damn good books. Now, I know I said Pride Month was going to be all queer books. That obviously didn't happen. Partly, I'm not blaming anyone, but I am blaming some of you because you did vote for me to read a non-queer book. So, you know, I can't be blamed. I can't be blamed. But, oh, very siggy this morning, aren't I? It's not morning for you. I'm recording this in the morning. It's like 8:15. Why do I have so much energy? But I did read some great books that I really loved. So, well, I haven't given you any of the facts. Well, I've only got one fact. I read 9. I read 9 books. I reckon it could have been more, but I did get ill. If you watched the reading vlog, well, no one did. If you watched the reading vlog where I read the book that you voted for, I did get ill in the middle of it. So it slowed me down. It slowed me down, and I was unhappy about that. But we've got 9 books to talk about. So should we just start talking about the books? So first up this month, I read Cleanness by Garth Greenwell. Now, this is a bit of a sort of a prequel, no, not a prequel, a sequel is what I meant to say, to What Belongs to Him, in the sense that we are following the same character as he prepares sort of to leave Bulgaria, where he's been, is it Bulgaria? It just says Southern Europe. I don't know why I decided it's Bulgaria. As he prepares to leave and head back home, and you just sort of get stories of his life and sort of his last moments in the country. I really love this. I really think Garth Greenwell is quickly becoming one of my favourite writers. I will say I did prefer What Belongs to You a tiny bit more. It felt more of a linear story. This is a bit more, here's a moment, here's a moment, here's a moment. But listen, I was crying 20 pages in. It's so beautifully written, the way he writes about love, about intimacy, about sex. I really like all of it. I think he's so unbelievably talented. I cannot wait for his new book. I can't wait. Which is a departure from these two, I do believe. And yeah, I love him. I love him. I just think this book is so good. Next up, I read my non-fiction for the month, which was not what I said it was going to be, I don't think. I listened to on audiobook. I'll put the picture up here. It's I'm Not As Well As I Thought I Was by Ruby Wax. Now, Ruby Wax is sort of a UK celebrity here. She's American, I do believe. But she's a UK celebrity here who used to have her own TV shows. I can remember her from when I was young. And this is just the story of her last sort of bout of depression, of her mental health episode. And it was really good. I really enjoyed this. I loved that I listened to it. It just talks about her. She is in a... She's actually like chronologing. She's actually writing it from... She's actually writing it from the facility that she is in at the time, and her coming out and her journey to try and find peace and get her mental health well. And it's something I really resonated with. I thought she did it really well. I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was sort of really enlightening and really it's always nice to hear someone else struggle with the things you struggle with, so you feel less alone, isn't it? And I just thought it just really resonated with me. I really understood where she was coming from. It was just fascinating. I'm so glad I read this. I got it free from my library on my Libby app, and I just thought it was really wonderful. I'm just so glad I decided to listen to it. And it was only like 3 hours long, so you can't beat that. Next up for the month, I read Anyone's Ghost by August Thompson. Now, this was kind of given to me by Picador Books, and it comes out in July. Now, in this, we follow Theron, whose parents have split up, and he goes to stay with his dad for the summer, and there he meets Jake, who becomes a great friend to him, but Theron can't help wanting it to be more. This was really good. It was so good. I loved the way their friendship was. it's very much sort of friendship with pining, but I just really believed the friendship, and I think that is so crucial in a book like this, because if it was all pining, then it wouldn't work, and if you didn't believe the friendship, it wouldn't work. But I really did. August Thompson really takes the time to craft it well, and it starts off with them sort of being maybe like 17, 18, and then sort of it goes into their future lives, and I just loved it. I loved it. And there was a passage of writing, if I could find it, I'd read it to you. It made me sob like a little baby. It's going to be the book of the summer. Your bisexual boys, they're in this. It's really emotional. It's just one of those books that it just broke my heart a little bit. I found myself thinking about it quite a lot. I just think, oh, those poor boys. And it just is a testament to the things we don't say and the things we want but aren't brave enough to go for. And it was just done really, really well. And it's really sort of quite, not plotty, but the book really keeps moving along. There's always something more. There's always something. And it just really worked, this book. I'm so glad I read it. I'm so thankful. Like I said, it comes out in July, and it really was a smash hit for me. Then, next up, I read another audiobook. I'm back on the audiobooks. I read The Last Firefox by Lee Newberry. Now, this is a middle grade book, and in this we follow a young boy who is playing sort of a game with his friends where he has to hide the pebble. He goes up to this sort of mountain castle thing, and sort of a portal opens up. This man comes through. He hands him this fox. He says, "You have to look after this crumb days. I'll be back." And then people come after the fox, so they essentially come after him. It was quite sweet, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, like, it's a trilogy. I would listen to the next one. It was sweet. Sometimes I find middle grade books annoying, but this one wasn't. It really, really wasn't. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed his friendships. He has 2 dads in it that have adopted him. They want to adopt another baby. I don't have really a massive amount to say about this one. It was fine, but it was sweet. Like I said, if I, on my Libby app, and the second one comes up and it's there and it's available, I would listen to it maybe this month. And it was fine. It was fine. Then I read, and I won't go into too much detail because there is a vlog. Please go watch the vlog. No one watches them. It's a little bit embarrassing. I am thinking about stopping them because just no one watches them. But I read Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Now, in this we follow a man whose name is Ryland, who has to save Earth. He has to save Earth. Let's dumb it down. He has to save Earth. Like I said, there is a whole vlog. I'll link it down below. Please go have a watch. And if you watch it from this, let me know. Just comment on it. Just let me know. It was good. I enjoyed it. There's an alien in it. I love him. It was very, very sciencey though. Very sciencey. Like I said, I'm dumb. I have no idea if it's accurate or not, but it was very sciencey. I was like, neutrons relativity. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, I'm so glad I read this. Like I said, watch the vlog. It's linked down below. Next up, I read a book that was very kindly gifted to me by Adam Hatton. It actually comes out tomorrow, and it was Hiding Him by said Adam Hatton. In this, we follow Cameron, who is a teenager at school and a hopeless romantic. He doesn't think he's going to quite get the chance for that teenage love, and then Finn comes along. That's what I'm going to say. I actually really, really enjoyed this. It's been a while since I've read YA, and it's been quite a while since I've read a young A that I really, really enjoyed. But I really enjoyed this one. It was funny. It really made me smile. Adam sort of dedicates the book to anyone who didn't get their queer teenage love story. And I didn't. Hello, relatable. But it gives just that. It gave me real sort of heart-stopper vibes. I just really enjoyed it. It really left me with a smile. There are some difficult things in here, as I think a lot of YA does really well. Like, it deals with bullying and homophobia, and it's never shied away from in here. It's dealt with really sort of delicately and really well. And it was just so sweet to read these 2 boys falling in love. It just was. I really, really enjoyed it. It left me with a huge smile on my face. And what more can you want from a book, really, than that? What more can you want? I really, really love this one. Now, next up, if you saw my TBR, I'll link it down below. This book was actually my non-fiction for the month, but I was very lucky, sent it to me by Canongate, and I read it early. And it is Person Unlimited, An Ode to My Black Queer Body by Dean Atter. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. As soon as Alpha was to me, I said, yes, please. And then I read it. As soon as it came through the door, I started reading it. And it's so good. It's non-fiction. It's sort of stories of Dean life about love, sex, fear, poetry, prejudice, death, and acceptance. And I just love the way he writes. I love it. I love it. There's this beautiful bit at the beginning, which, An Ode to My Black Queer Body, which I wish I could read you. Shall I read you a tiny bit? You fought and you've run away. You've danced with other black queer bodies until sunrise. You've stumbled into saunas and been touched by hands with faces you don't remember. You've grown an afro that strangers touched without permission. You've grown dreadlocks and received special greetings from Rastafarians. You grew your beard. Strangers regarded you with even greater suspicion. It's just so good. I love his insight. I love the way he words things. I love it. I said I'd love it, and I was right. And I love to be right. And this book, I know, was on the TBR because when I mentioned it in the TBR, somebody actually told me that it was Read Caribbean Month in June, as well as Pride Month. And so I thought, I've got to get to this one. I really wanted to do it. And it was Love After Love by Ingrid Purcell. Now, in this, we follow Betty, Solo, and Mr. Chetan, who sort of become a found family. And they live together, they care for each other, and it deals with their lives and the complications of it. And I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. I mean, I've read both of her books now, and I will read anything she writes. I just will. I think she's incredible. She's incredible. I loved it. I loved each character. I loved their perspectives. I loved where the story went. I loved Mr. Cheaton. I'm still devastated by what happened. Absolutely devastated. I do believe this was like longlisted or shortlisted for the Booker Prize, and I can see why. It just gave me that warm feeling. It gave me those found family vibes. I just love these characters. These are characters I'm going to think about for a long, long time. And I just adored it. I really, really adored it. I think it really strikes the balance of being sweet, but never shying away from anything harsh. I loved it. I really loved it. I think she's so unbelievably talented. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. Like, she only released that second book this year, but I will be waiting for it. I will be waiting for her other one. Just brilliant. I'm so glad I read this. And I had no idea that June was also Read Caribbean Month. And I loved that someone told me that. I hate that I didn't know it, but hey, I'll be buying some more Caribbean books for next June. Then lastly for the month, I read Little Rock by Akwaeke Emeze. This was kindly sent to me by Favourite Books. It comes out in the UK on Thursday, the 4th. In this, we follow 5 people over the course of a weekend where all their lives change, basically. I don't really want to say any more than that because I think this book is quite a surprise. What I think Akwaeke does really well is they have this book that is a wild ride, but they really sort of get some home truths in there and some realness to it. It's not just all wild. It has a real sentimentality to it. It has some sentences that really sort of like make you think and make you tear up. But it certainly was a wild ride. It certainly was. What I will say, I just found it incredibly readable and really engaging. Like, as soon as I started reading it, I was instantly engaged. I was just immersed. It was evocative. It's quite, if you're not like a fan of books, sort of like sexual books, you're not gonna like this one. It was, it dealt with some stuff, some stuff. But yeah, do you know, I saying that, I really loved it. I really, really did love it. I think, I don't know, it just felt immensely readable and it's so hard to sort of explain and talk about. I just loved it. Is that enough for you? I loved it. So friends, there we have it. 9 books. I'm pleased with that this month, considering I wasn't well, and that always stops me, and I'm just pleased. I'm pleased. When do you ever actually hear me say that? I'm pleased. Never. But listen, let me know if you've read any of these or if you're going to read any of these. Please go watch the vlog for the other one because no one has, and it's a bit embarrassing. But yeah, let me know how many books you read this month. Let me know what your favourite was. Let me know what your least favourite was. Let's just have a chat in the comments because, as I always say, you know, I love that. It's my favourite thing to do. And feel free to like and subscribe, please. And I'm going to speak to you all really, really soon.